So, hello everybody. It is time for Nintendo Talk Live.
We'll do it live.
Okay. Well, no.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
So, what is up everybody? Bobby here, Nintendo Guru. Time for the breakdown every Monday through Friday, every day in between. I take the top Nintendo stories of the day. I take about 5 to 10 minutes to talk about it, discuss it, break it down, give my opinions on it. So, here we go. So before you get into this, you're just looking at me like, what is going on? Why is this setup different and all that? I thought I'd do something a little different today. So, essentially, I was out to dinner with my wife a little bit earlier tonight, and I was like, man, I gotta do a Nintendo Talk. And I don't know that I want to do a Nintendo Talk, but I thought about maybe doing a Nintendo Talk Live. And if this works out, this might be something new that I do for Patreon. So we'll see. This is a test run, so you gotta let me know when it's all said and done what you think about it. But today what I wanted to do was, I want to kind of go through, as you can see the website I have up here, Nintendo Everything. There were some news tidbits that I wanted to grab and to discuss and see where we land and fall on those. So, first thing that pops up is the Wii U eShop. The charts for 9/22, which is kind of shocking that, like, first off, that they're reporting on the eShop. It's a little weird, especially with the Switch being so powerful the way it is. But as you can see, like, Brain Age is number 1. Super Mario 64 is second. Minecraft Wii U Edition, Super Mario World, and Breath of the Wild is number 4 on the Wii U. And that's different for me. Like, I can't see how that happens, honestly. It kind of blows me away that is happening. It's a little different. So, essentially, I don't know. Like, but it just blows me away. Like, you look at the top 4, and Super Mario World and Minecraft Wii U are above and beyond Super Mario 3D World and Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and like all these games. Like, it's pretty crazy. I don't know. And then they have a video section, which is like all the videos that are involved on the eShop and all the different things and like what gets the most play. It's kind of neat that Minecraft is number 1. That's just blows me away that after all this time Minecraft is still number 1. Some screenshots of this week's Nintendo downloads. So, on Thursday, the big one, and I'm going to show this little bad boy off in a second here, but the big one this week was SteamWorld Dig 2. And I am blown away with how good this game is and how people have, the reviews are through the roof. I will have my review probably Tuesday this week. I'm thinking I'm going to try to record something this week. I want to beat the game first, so that's where I'm at. But also, there's a tweet going on where people are like, hey, retweet this tweet. It's Amiibo alerts to let Image Inform know how much you want an Amiibo. And I have a SteamWorld Dig Amiibo. I don't need one, honestly. Like, this is courtesy of Xanark and Sky. I don't know those that have seen it. Like, this thing is really, really cool. Really awesome. She did a Rusty. This is actually built out of a Luigi Amiibo. And only 2 people have this thing. Me and Image Inform has one, because she made one for Image Inform as well. So it's kind of cool that I have this. I love it. There's a video a while back. So I did this video a while back, and months later, the media jumped up on this one and kind of like made like the Amiibo was actually something real and could potentially be put out. And it was just my custom that they're talking about. But anyway, I digress. Let's jump back into what we have here on the website. Here's some footage of all 21 of the Super Nintendo Classic games. Whatever. Like, we've seen them all. I don't really need to see a whole lot. But here's some box art for Snipper Clips Plus. This game really blows me away of how much people love it and how much excitement came out of this game. I think basically because it was probably like a couch co-op, and there really wasn't a lot other than Zelda to play. So this was different than Zelda. So it was enough to get enough heat and get it some exposure, because at the time of launch, you didn't have that many. You had 12 games So this was just one that stood out, and a lot of people really loved for the couch co-op side of things. This is big news right now. Super Mario Run getting a huge update next week. Remix 10 mode, Daisy, World Star, choose your own music. That is kind of cool, and I'm not really sure exactly how that all works. Basically, new content is coming to Super Mario Run next week in what is called the game's biggest update yet. They really haven't had a lot of whole updates. There's little things, like little pieces that you could put into the world and like different things like that. Like you get a Bowser statue, and I think I saw a Toad statue, things of that nature. So this is kind of cool. Once you've unlocked Daisy, she'll be playable in all modes. Nintendo is also adding World Star with 9 new levels and the ability to choose your own music while playing the game. Choose with customized music will show Mario and the rest of the gang wearing headphones. That's kind of cool. I gotta admit, that's kind of cool. Because there you see an image of Mario with the headphones and stuff. It's neat. I like it. So I definitely will check out this update. I definitely will check out more of this game because I didn't get enough of this. Like, I played it for a little bit, and I've set it aside. I still have it on my phone. I haven't played it in a while, though. So I'm kind of interested in it, and that'll make me jump back in. This was kind of cool. I saw this, and this was like, this is why I went to this website after I saw this. I was like, this is kind of neat. So Nyko is making a Super Mini Boss controller for the Super NES Classic. As you can see, it's wireless. I'm just kind of curious how it feels. It looks very natural. Looks very close to the original SNES controller. The difference, I feel, is it's wireless, so I'm curious how much of a lag input is in there and whatnot. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how that all pans out. If you can see the turbo button, that's kind of cool. I'm going to be honest with you. That kind of interests me. So in my situation, like, the way I play is I sit here and I play right here, and I would have my SNES Classic right here in front of me. So I wonder with like the wireless how bad that would be. But what's cool about this is we know that the cord is only 5 foot long, and that's not much longer than what we got with the NES Classic. So the fact that this kind of would work is kind of interesting, and I'm kind of curious to see exactly how well it works, how much the lag input is, and such with all this. So I might pick this up just as a test to give you guys the information, let you know, but we'll see. Okay, this says, for the original NES Classic, Nyko created the Mini Boss wireless controller. The company is returning with some of the, very similar with the SNES Classic Edition. So we'll see how that actually works and how that pans out. Super NES Classic Edition menu footage. So as you can see, they have the CRT filter, which basically puts the little wavy lines in the game. That's basically always the way it's always been. I don't know what that says. I don't know. It's got the 4:3, and then it has Pixel Perfect. So 4:3 is basically stretched out to fit into your TVs a little better, and then Pixel Perfect basically squares it off. So that way it's a perfect square, and it turns every pixel into the same exact size. Honestly, man, that's the best way to play. Like, I love Pixel Perfect mode. I loved it on the NES Classic. I like it on my Super Nintendo games that are on my 3DS. Like, it is great. I love it a lot. It also lets you pick frames, which that's kind of cool. If you look here on the sides, on the left and the right, it looks like this one here, which it is. It's kind of like, I can't tell if it's like a city or whatever, but this one, the red one, looks like curtains. This one looks like a 3DS of some sorts, and then this is like a galaxy thing. And with the arrows, I wonder how many more frames we would get. It'd be interesting to see how that all pans out. Let's see. Doom. Bethesda confirms Doom is 30 frames per second on Switch. Multiplayer will be a 9 gigabyte download. So basically what this is, Doom running at 30 frames per second, as long as it's locked, I'm not sure how bad of an issue that's going to be. The one thing about Doom is it's very fast and ferocious, it's in your face. So I'm wondering if one of two things. Will Bethesda give us a demo to try it? I do know a couple people that have played Doom, and they have raved and said it feels like Doom. It does feel like Doom, and it feels good. I know that the one person I talked to had said that they were talks about trying to get it to 60, but they didn't think they could get it to 60. So they wanted to keep it locked in at 30. The main thing with frame rate is, as long as the frame rates are locked and steady, it's not that big an issue. The only problem with this is, will it slow the game down or make it feel slower in any fashion at all? Be interesting to see. Now, the multiplayer being 9 gig, how this is going to basically work is, when you buy the cartridge is going to come, and you're going to buy it, you're going to not download anything, you're going to basically put it into your Switch. That is the single-player campaign. Now, if you determine that, hey, you know what, I want to play multiplayer with a bunch of people, you will then go to the eShop and download the 9 gigabyte update or DLC. And that will then give you the ability to play against people online. A little bit different. A little new technology, like a new style of what they're doing, essentially, is what's happening here. I kind of like that. I kind of think like, hey, this is different. You know, it's a workaround. We all know that like the NES or the Switch cartridges are limited with capacity, and it's not going to be these massive games going to be able to fit on it. And that was always the question that we had leading into this and going from the very beginning. So for me to see that like these third parties are working around that to find a way to fit their games on in a big capacity, it's exciting. It really is exciting. So I'm happy to see that these companies are doing this stuff and figuring out how to get all their game on. I do know that NBA 2K18 had some download stuff that you had to do for the game, but it'll be interesting to see moving forward what exactly happens and how this all works out. Let's see if we have a couple more stories before we wrap this up for the evening. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of field some questions from you guys, or just hang out for you guys for a little bit. 10 minutes of Star Fox 2 footage. Don't really care about Star Fox 2 footage. Harmonix releasing Super Beat Sports for Switch on October 12th. Different, and it's basically like a rhythm game, you know, more or less. Let's see what's in here. Let's see what's going on with this. Why does she have a loaf of bread? Check this out. It's not great. Different. Maybe.
Super Beach Boys.
It's a little different. It's a little different. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know that it's for me. Don't know that it's for me. So we'll see. Let's jump on to the second page. See if there's anything here. That was basically the same story we just saw. XCOM creator was asked to work on Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This is kind of interesting. So Julian Gallup, creator of the strategy franchise XCOM, nearly could have worked on Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Creative director David Solana, whatever. Yeah, I don't have the capacity right now. Had interest in bringing Gallup on board during the early stages of development. In an interview with PC Games, and Gallup stated, the creative director David S. We're just gonna call you David S. You know what I mean? Is a friend of mine from Ubisoft. When I was at Ubisoft Sofia, he was and still is working for Ubisoft Milan, and I visited him a couple of times. We had a conversation about project ideas. He was a fan of my previous games like Laser Squad, Nemesis, and stuff like that. And he was really into his turn-based strategy ideas from the beginning. 3 years ago, that's pretty interesting. David had asked if Gallup... He had asked him on a call and asked if he would work on a project with him. It never worked out because Gallup had just left Ubisoft and working on Chaos Reborn. So it's kind of interesting to think that like that was 3 years ago. So if you guys remember, if you rewind a little bit, Ubisoft had stated that I don't have music playing. Do I have music playing? Oh, maybe when the trailer was playing. I'm sorry. I'll fix that when we move forward. Anyway, so if you rewind a few years ago, right, you looked at it, and Ubisoft president at the time had stated that there was a game that they could put on the Wii U that they were building for a Nintendo audience, and it was framed for a Nintendo audience. But when sales of the hardware had sold enough where they felt like it was worthy enough to bring it out, they would bring it out. Has to be Mario Rabbids. Has to be the game they were discussing and talking about at the time. This is kind of interesting. I'm kind of happy that this game did come, obviously. It's selling like gangbusters. The eShop today is really interesting to me because SteamWorld Dig is the #1 game in the eShop. #2 is Mario Rabbids. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see. North American Pokken Tournament DX launch trailer. All right, let's watch this. I will turn the audio down a little bit. There we go. Let's see. So, man, I gotta tell you, man, I'm a little, you know, yeah. So I bought it. I actually bought it tonight. I went to, I was out to dinner earlier with Tony, and I bought this, and I don't know. I'll play it a little bit. I gotta finish SteamWorld Dig first, but this is definitely one that I want to check. So we're gonna wrap up at this point. I don't see anything else that I want to talk about at this moment. I don't see anything that like grabs my attention. Yeah, so there we go. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching this Nintendo Talk Live. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time with this. This is something a little different. So if you do like this, you do want to see more of this, click the like button, share it, all that good stuff. Follow me, Instagram, Twitter, at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. We're going to pause, because now we're going to kind of just go a little bit. I want to just talk to you guys for a minute. That's done. Now let's talk. So, hello, gamer. I didn't say anything because I was kind of running my show as it was, and I was doing something a little different today than I normally do. That said, Chibi, how are you guys doing? Like, how is everybody doing? Like, thank you and welcome to the chat. Sean, I'm sorry that you're feeling under the weather. I kind of wanted to run this just like a normal show. I just wanted it to be like, hey, here we go, this is what we're doing, and go with it. I could, at this point, maybe stream a little. I wasn't leaving. Relax. I just wanted to do something a little different, you know what I mean? This is just a little different, you know? It's 20-minute Nintendo Talk, you know what I mean? Like, this is totally different than what we do. So, that's basically where we're at. So what do you guys think? Do you guys want to see Image and Form do Amiibo for SteamWorld Dig 2? And I'm curious, who bought SteamWorld Dig 2? A lot of people, apparently. I want to see if it's #1 in my eShop. We'll see. I don't know why that shut off. Okay, that'll be back in a second, I think. There we go. Okay, there we go. Got a little wonky there for a second. Let's see if you know what, man? I'm not into the Salmon Run stuff, gamer. I don't know why. It you know, it doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna check mine right now and see where we're at right now. Okay. So best sellers for me. Actually, it's #4 here. I think it was #1 in the EU, in Europe. Right now, number one for me is NBA 2K18, Sonic Mania, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, and then SteamWorld Dig, followed by Overcooked. What shocks me a little bit is Pokken Tournament's not on this list at all. At all. It's nowhere to be found. So that's a little different. But I'm curious who... okay. I'll wait for you. I am, at the moment, I think... Well, put it this way. I'm actually moving into beating the game. I'm trying to remain spoiler free, so it's a little tough to remain spoiler free with this game. So there's a point where you have to go to 3 different parts of the map, three different parts of the world to go beat things. I did 1 out of the 3, and I'm assuming that's the final setup for beating the game. So we'll see how that all works out. But yeah, so far so good, man. I'm really seriously loving the game. You can hear it playing in the background now. I can't get enough of this game. It's really, really good. So, the first one, Chibi, is really, really good. SteamWorld Dig is basically a game about steam-powered robots that, in the first one, it was about a guy named Rusty. This is Rusty here. So, the first one was about Rusty, and his dad, or I'm sorry, his uncle apparently died, and he left him a mine. So then Rusty turns around and tries to go figure out what's actually happening. And then he finds out there's these other robots called Vectron that have been contaminating and corrupting the world, and he sets out to destroy them. Fast forward to now, Rusty's missing. And in the first one, you would climb to the top and you would take all your gems that you found and give them to Dorothy. And Dorothy would convert them into money, and then you would sell them and all that good stuff. With this one, it's a little bit different, where the fact that, like, you're now Dorothy trying to track down Rusty. So, you know. Donnie Reese, SteamWorld 1 was amazing, but on all accounts, everyone thinks this one is better. Still playing Metroid, though. 4 Metroids left. Hi, Bobby. Hey, Donnie, how you doing? So, I agree, Donnie. I feel like this one is better than the original. First off, it looks phenomenal. It looks just gorgeous. The music is really, really good. The other point is that they added some stuff to this one to make it a little cooler and a little better. There's save points, per se. There's checkpoints. Where in the first one, so when you play the first one, like if I dig to the bottom of this mine, if I need to get back out, I need to like work my way completely back out to the top. This one, you don't have to do that. If you find a checkpoint, you can go back out to the surface. But the other thing that's nice about the checkpoints, it can also pivot you around the world and do what you want to do. Kind of like how it is in Metroid Samus Returns, where you can actually jump into these teleporters and move around the world a little bit quicker. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So we'll see. But I am very hyped for SteamWorld Dig 2. I can't get enough of this game. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting how it all pans out. So we'll see. Yeah, there's a lot less backtracking in this one, Donnie. Really, it's pretty cool. So that's basically where we're at with this. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it all pans out and how everything works out. But I'm surprised that NBA 2K is number 1 in the East Coast, or in the Americas, in terms of like sales. Although that's really good. I'll check, Jesse. You can't really tell because you can't look in the eShop yet. But I did download the parental app, so it'll probably show me, at least that way, where I'm at. So let's see. I just gotta pull it up, unless I deleted it already. No, there it is. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second there, Jesse. Capital Stezo. You're not kidding, man. 15 away from 1,000. I'm gonna throw a party. I'm gonna throw a big party. Okay, so far, I played for 55 minutes on Wednesday, 2 hours and 15 minutes yesterday, and 2 hours today. So a total of about 5 hours. A little bit. I really, really love this game. Like, it is pretty awesome. So I'm 5 hours in. I'm close to beating it. So I think I'm probably going to beat it around the 7 or 8 hour mark. When I played SteamWorld Dig, the first one, the first playthrough I did, I beat it in about 9 hours. So I did not download iOS 11 just yet there, Joel. I probably will. Just haven't gotten there yet. So we'll see. I don't know. I have an iPhone 6 Plus, so it scares me a little bit. Not going to lie. I'm a little bit worried that it's going to actually bog my phone down big time. So I've been very, very hesitant when it comes to that. Capital Stezo. I wanted to buy NBA 2K18 on the Switch. I have it on Xbox, but seeing how it eats up the memory is a big downside. I haven't experienced any issues with it, other than the fact that I suck at it, like really, really bad. I don't know. I got to put more time into it and give it some more time. Jesse Sacken, have you been doing a lot of exploring or shooting for the main goals? So essentially, when I play, right, when I'm playing, I'm spending a lot of time exploring. Now, when I first came out the gates, I was just trying to get as much as I could, get where I could go, and zip through. But now that I've gotten all my powers to some degree, I'm kind of exploring and taking my time with it and having a good time with it. So, let's see. That's good to know, Joel. I will check that out for sure and see how that goes. Donnie Reeves kept like, yeah, it takes the memory, but apparently runs. Yeah, so okay, so it does eat into your memory, yes, but it's kind of a workaround if you think about it. Because Nintendo, I was talking about this just at the end of Nintendo Talk Live. The carts that they're using for the Switch are only, I think, 32 gig. So if the game's a little bit more, they got to put it somewhere. So basically what they're doing is they're putting part of the game on the cartridge and then part on the actual hardware memory. I have 128 gig micro SD. I want to upgrade to a 256. Just waiting to catch a good sale, honestly. I'm not good like Donnie Reese. Donnie Reese was ahead of the game, and he got a couple of good 200 gig cards, so that helped him out immensely, honestly. But, you know, we'll see. Like Doom, I was just saying earlier, Doom is going to basically be the single player, the solo player campaign is going to be on the cartridge, and then the multiplayer is going to be on a download, and that's the way that's going to be. So it's you know, it's kind of neat, and it should help it to run smooth and keep everything kind of separated. But yes, I'm glad that most of them, you know, I wish that most would spring for the 32. What is it, 16? I think they're going, Donnie. Yeah. So essentially, that would be better if they went 32. But I think you got to figure if the games cost 60. Okay, here's my question to you guys. Does this make sense to you? So, Mario Rabbids was the first game to come out on a cartridge and eShop, right? And it was $60. But then, like, let's just say hypothetically, it isn't even hypothetically, like, if you buy a game digitally and then you buy it physically, they're saying that there's a switch tax. And they're saying that it's going to cost you approximately $10 more to buy it physically than digitally. But it's not even that. It's $10 more in terms of like Switch versus PS4, things of that nature. I kind of don't understand that, because if a AAA release is $60 and that's not changing, shouldn't that technically be $70? You would think, and it's not. So I'm not happy about these third parties charging a little bit of extra money for the cartridges. I think they should just eat it and sell it to us for normal pricing. So we'll see how it goes. Man, I'll tell you what, Captain Stezo, I would love to buy Link. Well, I'm getting it, but I definitely want to dive in and play some Link to the Past. That's going to be so much fun, man. I can't wait. Next Friday, right? Next Friday we get our SNES Classics. It'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast. Exactly, Twin World. I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is here. So, all right. At this point, let's see. I honestly, man, look at. I feel like here's the thing. When you look at the memory issues, when you look at PS4 is 500 gig, right? Xbox One, 500 gig. They're just now starting to do the 1 terabytes. Well, let's say like 6 months ago, they started doing 1 terabytes more frequently and such. That is no different than the Switch. Switch games are very small, right? When you look at a game like Grand Theft Auto, when you look at a game like Assassin's Creed, when you look at every game, all the big third-party games, I mean, GTA 5 is 60 gigs, you know? Like, so when you look at all these games that are massive games, at the end of the day, how is that any different when you have a game that's 60 gigs hitting a 500 gig hard drive? After about 5 or 6 games, you're at your capacity, you're done. Lights out, move on. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. I'm probably being a little facetious when I say that. But, like, let's think about it. 60 gig, right? So 9 games, right? Probably 8 to be safe. So if you buy 8 games that are 50 to 60 gig, you're done. The console's packed and done. I could buy approximately 5 to 8 games on the Switch, still have the same memory, same space. Now, the problem is when you get into the big third-party games who don't compress like Nintendo does. That could be a little bit of an issue. But at the end of the day, like, I look at it and I go, there's really not this issue that people say there is. Also, if you did buy in a bigger hard drive or a bigger disc, SanDisk, micro SD card, it's going to buy you even more time. So, we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. That's the thing. That's the thing, Twin. They don't compress their games. It's insane. That's why I feel like Bethesda is going to bring games to the Switch with no problems, because they're the masters. Next to Nintendo, they're pretty close to the masters of compression. So they have it down really, really good. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all pans out at the end of the day. But for now, I am going to shut down the stream, guys. I have to, I gotta get to bed. I gotta work tomorrow in the morning. So, but I just wanted to do this Nintendo talk for you guys. Kind of bring it on in a live fashion. Go over the news live with you and talk to you in a little different order than I typically do. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. Share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Chibi, I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I got Adam Leonard of the Megadads. That is going to be on Nintendo Talk Live with him. We're going to chat for an hour. I am going to do some live streaming tomorrow night. We're going to do some gameplay tomorrow night. I haven't picked out my game yet. It's either going to be some Dig 2. It's going to be, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe some Splatoon. Maybe some Minecraft with the community. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But that is all. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, peace out, Preston.